Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I sat here for a bit and I was like, I don't have a flipping clue what to talk to you guys about today because I have so much stuff going on in my head. So many thoughts about how crazy the world is. And seeing the people that just refuse to wake up, the people that want to argue with you when you're trying to help them, people that are so woke, it's painful to watch. And I'm like, oh my God, what do I do with this? And Jesus, and I'm going to tell you a story about that, okay? So hang on until I get through this part of it. Because Jesus came in and said, Pam, through all of time, this is exactly what I dealt with. This is exactly what you, the chosen ones, the ones that are awake, the ones that are spiritually awakened, or whatever you want to call it, those of us that have seen the light, he said, that's exactly, you're going through the same thing. When he walked this earth, it was the same thing. He tried to get people to see. He tried to get people to open their minds and their hearts. And they just refused. And, but he still loved them unconditionally, because that is all Jesus was unconditional love. And he knew that that was their journey. For us, we step back and our human mind, our human ego, our humanness pops in and says, how can you be that asleep? Honestly, I told a friend of mine this morning, I said, I try to wrap my brain around why people act the way they do, why they are the way they are, and not from a judgment place, but just so I can understand why they are that way. And for the life of me, I cannot understand woke. I cannot understand the transgender movement. Because not only are you, if you want to be gay, that's perfectly fine. You go be gay, but don't protest. Don't push it down everybody else's throat, because that's your choice and that's not theirs. That's where you just go all kinds of wrong. If you choose to be gay, that's fine. If you choose to be straight, that's fine. But when you start altering your body, the body that God created, the body that you agreed to step into this existence with, that just, I don't understand that. And then these people want to act like it's your fault because you're not accepting them. And even when you try to accept them, because I've heard this numerous times from friends of mine or people that I know, it's like, it's all about them, and they have absolutely no concern for anybody else in the world but them. And you're against them. Even when you try to support them, they twist it. They're just delusional is on so many levels. It's crazy. And like I said, so I had all of that stuff going through my head this morning. But what am I supposed to do with all this? And thankfully, I don't have it in my existence, nor do I choose to have it in my existence. But the thing is, if you do have it in your existence, all your job is to do nothing but love that person. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to take it on as your belief system. Just love them. So, and when it dawned on me, or I guess I was reminded or something, the other day, because there are people that will claim to be Jesus reincarnate, Mary Magdalene reincarnated, whatever. That I'm not going there. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. But I will tell you, we all have guides. We all have spiritual guides. We all have guardian angels. And if you've been to my website, you've seen, because I posted this on my website, back when I was doing hypnotherapy, my last session, when I was told, Pam, you need to, because you deal with the negative energies, you need to dive into this because people need this. Okay, so I did, and I do. But the thing is, in that session, I can't remember what the session was really about. I just remember she took me to like a classroom kind of thing, and she said, your guide wants to show up for you. And I'm thinking it's going to be like Archangel Michael. It's going to be my dad, my grandma, somebody that I know that has passed. No, it was Jesus. And I have chills. Jesus showed up. And she said, and it completely blew me away, because that wasn't even in my, you can say, oh, well, you made it happen. No, it was not even in my thought process, because literally I was expecting to see my dad. And I thought, okay, maybe Archangel Michael. No, Jesus showed up. And she said, Pam, he has a gift for you. And I put out my hands, and he put a box in my hands. And this is challenging for me to tell you this, because it was so emotionally powerful. It's beyond words. He put a box in my hands. And when I opened it, pink just overflowed this box and overflowed me. It was unconditional love. It was his love for me. And therefore, he gave me the power to step into unconditional love for everybody else. Because up to that point, I did not care about helping. I wanted to help people, but I really wanted to help animals, because people annoyed the crap out of me. I hated them because I hated me. To that point, I had not, you can't make this up. I don't care what you say. I don't care if you believe it, you don't believe it. I know what I experienced. When I came out of that session, I I was in tears. I was so overwhelmed with the feeling of unconditional love for all of humanity, for everything. I told her then, I said, because literally, it was like I could feel the pain that Jesus felt when he walked this earth because he tried to get people to see the truth. He tried to get people to understand what was going on and to step into their power so they could heal themselves, so they could be free from the corruption, from the limiting beliefs, from everything, the control. That's all he wanted. And as hard as he tried, I don't know, Mary Magdalene got it because she was his, I don't want to say other half, but she was the divine feminine of the Christ consciousness. She was his equal. And she did the same work he did. You just don't hear about it in the Bible and that is a subject that I would leave to my husband because he knows this so much better than I do, because this is a thing that he has studied and it really resonates with him. Anyway, most of the people on this planet did not get it. For people like you and I that have gotten it, and we're trying to do the same job, basically, that he did when he was here. To wake people up, to let them step into their power, to let them step into who they truly are. And I don't need to go into all of that with you guys because you guys get it. The thing is, even though they choose to stay asleep, they want to argue with you, they want to stay in victimhood, they want to stay in hate and blame and misery and all of those things, our job is to still love them unconditionally, not judge them. That's their journey. They'll get it if and when they're meant to get it. But like I said, and my chicken is across the road. Why did the chicken cross the road? I'll tell you. To eat bugs. I'm gonna have to go get her. Anyway. Where was I? Oh, when I came out of that session, again, I told her, my hypnotherapist, I said, I can't get to people fast enough. I can't get to them and heal them and help them heal, help them understand. I can't get to them fast enough. Because at that point, I wanted to help humanity. I knew what my purpose was. I knew I was here to help people step into their power. Those that chose to do it, you guys have made that choice. And more people are waking up all the time. It doesn't matter how old they are. I've got people that I'm working with that are in their 60s. I've got people that I'm working with that are in their 30s and 40s and 50s. It's we are planted throughout this earth exactly where we're meant to be. Wherever you are meant to be there. Now, if you feel like you're supposed to move to wherever you're meant to move. I had somebody tell me the other day, because my husband and I want somewhere where you've got a view of the mountains and water. I don't necessarily want ocean because I just want water. And she told me about Panama. And I was like, oh my God, I have to check that out. And I have to remember, because back when I was looking for this house, I wanted the same thing. Now, I didn't specifically want water. I knew I wanted mountains. But water would have been nice, but it wasn't a must have. Now it must have water or I'm not moving. And somebody at the church I was going to said something about some island, and I can't remember. Maybe it was the Philippines. I can't remember where it was. But again, it had, and I told them then, I said, you know what? If I feel like I'm meant to be there, I will pack my bags and go. Nothing will, I'll figure out how to get my horse there. I don't even have to figure that out because the universe already has that worked out, if that's where I'm meant to go. I have not gone there yet. I'm here. And this is where I'm meant to be for now. You know, when the time comes to move, I don't question it. You know, I don't sit here and live in misery because this isn't what I want at the moment. It's perfectly fine. I'm blessed to be here. Oh my God, I can't even tell you. So, back to my point. So if you have those days, if you have those people in your life that are putting you, I don't want to say putting you through this because it's your choice how you deal with it. It's your choice how you look at it. Just send them unconditional love. Again, it doesn't mean you have to agree with them. You don't have to buy into it. You just are sending them love and accepting them for who they are and who they choose to be. And you know, the whole left side wants division. I mean, because they understand that united we stand, divided we fall. They started this nonsense a long time ago, but it really hit in 2020 when they started telling people, oh, well, you can't be with your family. You can't celebrate your holidays. Yeah, unfortunately, my family bought into that hook, line, and sinker. So therefore, I think we didn't spend Thanksgiving or Christmas together because they were too afraid that we would get together and God forbid somebody would get COVID. You know, all I can do is just love them for who they are. You know, I got together with my daughter for both holidays because my daughter didn't buy into that. Neither did I. And we were perfectly fine. But that's where the division started happening. So therefore, people think that it's okay to just not be with your family because they don't agree with you. Or because the government says, oh, you know, you need to do whatever. No, I don't. Anyway, I send you guys love. I hope this helps you. Because I know all of us have our moments. All of us have our times where we see the nonsense. And it's just like, why? Or how can you be that asleep. Stupid is the word that just keeps flashing in neon because they've been told the truth. They just choose to ignore it and want to defend the old narrative. They want to defend the lies that they've been told. And this is where the other day I said they've been so programmed with the lies that they think the lies are the truth. So now when the truth comes out, they think it's a lie. The thing is, we have seen this nonsense. We saw through it. We've seen through it for years. It was just some things took longer to really be that, oh my God, really? moment where you really started waking up. Hopefully, they will get it. One day, hopefully, they'll go, wait a minute. Oh my God, really? And then you and I are going to stand back and say, yes, really. We still love you. We're here to support you. We're here to help you. Because it's going to be a smack in the face. It's going to be a rude wake-up call. Extremely rude wake-up call. Because they're going to realize they've been lied to their whole life. And they bought it, hook, line, and sinker. The thing is, our job is to still love them and not say, I told you so, or because they're going to feel like a complete idiot. They're going to feel like, how could I have been so gullible? How could I have been so stupid? How could I have been so blind? We've all been there. It's part of the process. So don't make them feel worse than they already do. Help them through it, because some people will probably commit suicide because they're having a hard time grasping the truth. So anyway, I love you. I send everybody unconditional love. I don't care what your belief system is. I don't care where you are. I don't care who you voted for. Even though I don't understand it, I still love you. So have an amazing day. Click the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, because again, I'm here to help you through this craziness process that we're going through. But again, okay, you're not alone. We're in this together. And Jesus paved the way. Always go back and the words, what would Jesus do? Think about that. When you want to judge somebody, when you see the craziness going on, it's exactly what he went through, just in a different time period. He didn't have transgender people running around screaming at you because you're messed up because you don't agree with them. Or he didn't have, some of the nonsense that we've got right now, but he sure had the craziness. He had the people that hated him because he was trying to shine the light on the lies and the control. And and just like now, those that have their panties in a wad and want to get all bent are the ones that the light is shining on because they're in the wrong. It's time for this to end. So anyway, like I said, have an amazing day, and we will talk soon.